Hello, ladies, and welcome to today's session. I am excited to have so many of you joining this live session to talk about how you can start making more money in your business with 25 ideas, presented by Karen Kassane. Hi, Karen.
Hello. It's great to be here. I'm really excited for this session. Thank you.
I'm excited to have you here today. I know you're joining us from France. Tell us a little bit more.
Yes, so I'm here in France. Me and my family moved here to France 3 months ago. We sold our property in the UK and decided to head to France for a better life. And so, yeah, I mean, it's fantastic having an online business, isn't it? We can literally work from anywhere. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm here in my holiday home at the moment because we're waiting to move into the property that we've been trying to buy all year, but COVID has slowed us down. So yes, I am here in France. So welcome, everyone.
Amazing. And we can see some familiar faces, some of our community members joining us today, and also some new people who have maybe never been part of our workshops before. So let me know whether you're new to Women in Business or you have been a member for a little while. Let us know in the comments below. We have Rosie here, Lola, Joanne, Ilaria.
Laria, there's some names I recognize, actually. Yes, I'm sure Ilaria is from the Smart Women's Inner Circle.
Amazing. Nikki, Winnie, Hyacinth. Hi, Hyacinth. Good to see you here. Awesome. JD's here. Sarah's here. Amazing. So for those of you ladies who may not know a little bit more about the Women in Business community, my name is Raymonda, and I am the founder of the Women in Business Club, an international community for female entrepreneurs. We have been hosting events, workshops, and expert masterclasses just like this for the last few years. And we have an amazing Women in Business members club where we host similar workshops to this. So this month, it is all about setting your strategic goals and also starting to make more money in your business, because we know the year is not over yet. It has been a challenging year for many of us. So we usually do goal setting theme towards the end of the year, but this year we decided to bring it a little bit forward and start talking about our strategic goals and how we can still turn this year around before it is finished. So I'll do a little introduction of Karen today for those of you who may not be familiar who Karen is. So Karen is an award-winning life and business coach who is passionate in helping smart women to take action towards building a business and life that excites them and unlocks their potential. So Karen is the founder of the Smart Women's Business Hub and Smart Women's Inner Circle. She's a member of invitation-only Forbes Coaches Council and has been featured in Forbes on the BBC, and she holds the ICF coaching qualifications as a mentor for the Coaching Academy. Well, Karen, great to have you here today.
Amazing. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited to share this masterclass today. And so I like to make my masterclasses quite interactive. You can see the flip chart here. I actually haven't got any slides, and that's very, very deliberate because I want you to really think about what we're going to go through over the next 40 minutes or so. I hope you've got a pen and paper to hand because you're going to be doing a lot of writing down, and I would love you to spend 10 seconds quickly drawing out a grid just like this. So this is a grid, of 5x5 grid that adds up to 25 boxes. So grab your pen and paper, quickly draw this grid, and then we're going to get started in just a second. I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that. I'm just going to adjust my screen so that you can see all of that. I really hope you can read the writing. It's showing back to front for me, but I think it's okay from your side, and I'll keep my fingers crossed that you can read it okay. So let me know when you've drawn your grid. Give me a little comment in the box just to give me a thumbs up saying that you have your grid ready, and we will get started because this is a really big part of what we're going to go through in this session. It's going to be an interactive, really fast-paced session, and your brain is going to be sparking with new ideas as a result of this. I'm really, really excited. So let me know when you've done your grid. Hopefully I can see the comments. Can you see the comments okay, Raymonda?
Yes, I can see the comments. I will be monitoring. If you have any questions, ask your questions. Like I said, it will be interactive, value-packed. So at the end, you will have at least 5-10 ideas of how to start monetizing your business right away, if not the whole 25 of them. Yes, Tanya, Joanne, Hyacinth, Laria, Nikki, everyone, they're done. So, okay.
Everyone, that was fantastic, ladies. So let's get started. I want to pick up on a few things that Raimonda has said already. So we're approaching the end of the year. It's really, really important as business owners to be planning next year's strategy, but at the same time, not writing off this year. We have had a really interesting year in business, let's face it. For some of you, undoubtedly, it will have just been hideous. I know it will have been. I know some of you, and I know you've had a really tough year. For some of you, you might have really pivoted your business. You might have come up with some new ideas. You might have really managed to turn things around. I know there are lots of you who've been in that situation as well. Whatever situation you're in, it's really important to set those long-term strategic goals for next year and beyond. I was doing a session in my mastermind last night on exactly this. I said to all of the ladies in the mastermind, get one of those big wall planners that you can buy from Amazon for £5, stick it on your wall and start mapping out what you want to do in your business next year. You need that kind of visual, because if we hold everything in our heads, it's so hard to pull it all out. It's just a big kind of woolly mess in our heads sometimes. And this is why goal setting is so important. And this is why the topic for the Women in Business Club this month is strategic goal setting. And this masterclass today is going to slot right into that. So we need those long-term goals. But the thing that I'm really passionate about is keeping things simple, always. I think as entrepreneurs, we can overcomplicate everything. Let me know if you have a tendency to overcomplicate things, because it's the curse of any entrepreneur. It really is. And we have to keep things simple. We have to be able to take a step back and think, hang on, what is the easy way of finding the solution to this problem, this challenge we're in? And so lots of the ladies there saying they overcomplicate things. I do as well, definitely, we all do. And this session today is about going back to basics and keeping things really simple, because I think it's very easy to miss the simple things. It's very easy to miss the quick wins, the things that make a massive difference for you in your business, because we're so busy planning the complicated things. And so that's what we're going to do today. There's going to be, and because I'm a life and business coach, I place a huge amount of emphasis on not only the tangible things in business, so the tangible things being the strategy and the plan and the marketing, but actually also the intangible things. So what I mean by that is, are you getting in your own way? Are you the reason why you're overcomplicating things? Are you slowing yourself down? Again, if this is you, give me a thumbs up, because it's the internal things as well as the external things that make a massive difference to us in business. It's how I've grown my business, and it's how I'm helping my clients to grow theirs. And so there's a little bit of a mention of some of those internal things in this session as well. Fantastic. So a few of you saying, yes, you slow yourself down. Yes, you get in your own way. We all do. I'm not sitting here saying, hey, I've got all of this absolutely nailed. We all have these things in our business that we need to focus on. And hopefully today you're going to get a lot of that. So I'm going to share with you 25 things that you can do or think about or change or implement or pivot to in your business that you may have overlooked. Now, imagine this session as a bit of a smorgasbord of things that you can cherry pick from. Remember, I love that word, smorgasbord. I use it quite a lot. I apologize if you've heard me say it many times before. Raimonda, you already said that, you said that there might be 5, there might be 10, there might be 20 things today that you cross off the list and you go, yes, I'm going to do that. And so what's important is not necessarily that you think about applying everything, because let's face it, that's overwhelming. You might just go, oh my goodness, this is just really, really confused me. I don't want that for you at all. What I would love you to do is cherry pick the top things that I'm going to talk you through that are going to make the biggest difference to your business. So it might be different. It will undoubtedly be different to all of you sitting here watching this masterclass today. So be prepared to share what those things are as well as you go. If I mention something that you think, yeah, actually this is great, type in the box and let me know, because I'm really interested to know which of these things really resonate with you. I've run this masterclass in my own community before in a slightly different format. I didn't do it with the big flip chart behind. I'm really excited to do it this way for you ladies today. And I had messages instantly from women in my own community afterwards saying, oh my God, I did what you said and I've just earned £500. So it's really important. We look at the simple things as well as the complicated things. So this very much fits in with the strategic overview of what this topic for the month in the Women in Business Club is all about. So let's get started. You've got your grid, you've got your pen. What I want you to do is write down each of the things in each of the boxes, and then maybe if you've got different colors, have maybe a red for, yes, I really like that, a green for, I'm going to look at that, and maybe a blue for, actually, this one isn't applicable. So have your own kind of, a coding scheme or color scheme in order to highlight which are the things that are going to make the difference to you. I'm going to share what's working in my business. All of these things are working in my business, and I'm going to share what's working in my clients' businesses as well. So let's get started. Let me just move on my screen to this side as well. Hold on with me just a moment. Okay, get your pen ready. I've got my pen. I'm going to move my seat out the way, and I hope you can see the screen. So I'm going to start with black. Number one is rewire your thinking. So I know lots of you put in the box already that you get in your own way. You undoubtedly appreciate the importance of mindset in all of the work that we do in our businesses. It's absolutely essential. Tony Robbins famously said, success is 80% mindset, and that is so true. So it wouldn't be right for me to give you 25 strategic things and not mention some of the mindset shifts that really you need to focus on as well. So rewire your thinking. What do I mean by that? Of course, I mean it generally, but I also mean it specifically. So this year has been tough, right? If you're a business who has had a really tough year, if you're feeling a bit down in the mouth, if you're feeling a bit sorry for yourself, you've got to pull yourself right out of that sorry state. I know it's hard. I know that you're totally justified to feel the way you do, but feeling down in the mouth, feeling negative, being in a downward spiral is not going to help you one bit. You know that already. I know you do. So rewire your thinking. Let's write that in the first box. Rewire your thinking. So what's been really good about this year for you? You don't need to fill in this now, but just have a think. These are questions that are going to help you to rewire your thinking. If your thinking is pretty negative at the moment, if you're feeling like no one is buying, if you feel like, you're wondering whether you've got to throw the towel in your business, or if you had massive income, financial goals for this year and you haven't hit them, rewire your thinking. What has been good about this year? What has this year taught you? What have you learned? What is still good? What have you got to look forward to? And what is within your control? There is so much that is still good, I promise you. But you've got to get rid of what's bad in order to see what's good. So rewire your thinking is the first one. Leading on from that, I'm going to use a red pen. Make a list of what is working in your business. Make a list of what's working. Make a list of what's working. So there will be things that you are doing in your business which are working really, really well. There will be things that are probably not working very well at all, but what we're focusing on is what's working really well. So make a list of what's working. So have you introduced a new offer this year that sold really well? Is that something that worked really well for you? Have you had more conversations with people and had more connections and collaborations as a result of having to work differently in your business this year? Write it down on your list. This is a list of things that are working well for you in your business. I see this so often that we can be so focused on what we're doing next that we forget to appreciate what is working today. Of course, to run a successful business, to generate more money, to have more clients, you've got to be able to replicate what is working well in your business. So this is a really important question. What is working well in your business right now, today, or previously this year? And look at ways in which you can do more of that. We need to do more of the things that are working and less of the things that are not working. Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3, what are your competitors doing? So this is something which a lot of us don't even consider. You know, we're working in this wonderful space where we are friends with everyone. We want to have great working relationships with everyone, you know, women supporting women, like just exactly as Raimonda and I are doing today. You know, we both do similar things in the work that we do, and we're working together here today. And that is beautiful. It's a fantastic thing to do. But it doesn't mean that you can't look at what other people are doing and think, what are they doing that's working well? I've seen them have some really great success this year. What is it that they're doing that's really helping their business? Now, just to be clear, I'm not talking about copying anyone's work. Far from it. I'm talking about trends in your industry. I'm talking about what your ideal clients that are shared are looking for. So what are your competitors doing, and how can you use that to fuel your own business? And actually, just bear in mind one caveat there. I just want to say, obviously on social media, you see the show reel of people's businesses. So just be a little bit mindful of the fact that what you see your competitors doing might not be the full picture. You've got to be really open-minded with that. I have a lot of people say to me, oh, you know, such and such is doing really well. They're doing great. I'm not doing great. And my question is always, how do you know they're doing great? So look at your competitors, perhaps do a little bit of a competitive analysis. It's a really important thing to do. I'm looking for my pen, a really important thing to do in business. And I don't think anywhere near enough women in business, especially women entrepreneurs, are doing that competitor analysis. It's something which will give you undoubtedly new ideas and insights. So let's write this down. Competitor analysis. So that is number 3. Number 4, something that I do loads of in my business, loads, market research. So market research is not the old kind of clipboard standing in the shopping centre. That's not the kind of market research I mean. Market research is asking your audience what they want, asking people outside your audience who you might think are your ideal clients what they need. What's keeping them awake at night? What do they really need help with? What problems do they have that you can solve? Because here's the thing, if you don't know what people need, it's very, very hard to give them what they need. And we can very often fall into the trap of thinking we know what people need without actually really knowing what people need. So asking people questions, putting a survey together, a questionnaire together, sending it out to people, saying, look, would you mind? This would help me enormously. Could I just ask you to fill in these 5 questions and build up this amazing picture of what people need right now? And you know the best bit? You give them what they need. You create that thing that most people say they need. If there's a trend, if there's a pattern, if lots of people are saying the same thing, you go, right, how can I make this happen? Obviously, it has to be viable for you and your business, but if it is, you have to make that happen. And then you go to those people and you say, look, you told me that you have this issue. I have a solution to this. Do you want to buy it? In the simplest of terms. I told you it was about keeping things simple. So this is about carrying out market research, asking people what they need and then giving them what they need. So much easier to sell something to someone who wants it rather than try and sell someone something they don't need, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just pop that down. Next, that is carry out market research. Let me know in the box which of these things you're thinking, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, because these are really quite simple ideas and you might have done some of these already, but it might not have been for a while. You know, you might have done market research 3 years ago when you started your business and not have done any since. These are the kinds of things that we have to revisit and look at time and time again. People's needs, people's demands are so fast changing, particularly during this COVID situation, the things that people need today are not necessarily what they needed this time last year. So asking questions. I'm a big believer, hey, I'm a coach. I ask lots of questions, and this is how we learn, and this is how we connect with people, and this is how ultimately we build faster, better relationships, and we get more clients. We ask questions and we provide solutions. So that was carry out market research. 5, we've already talked about, give them what they need. So creating a solution to the problem they have and presenting it to them. That is massively going to increase your conversions. So, what I found during the beginning of lockdown is that some of the ways in which I'd worked with my clients had to change. I had to pivot some of my offerings because lots of people back at the end of March, back at the beginning of April, were panicking. People didn't feel like they wanted to invest in the things they were investing in before because all of a sudden their future was quite uncertain. Now that settled down quite quickly, but what I did is I came up with some different offers for my coaching that enabled people to still get the coaching they needed, but in a way that felt more comfortable for them. So that's what I'm talking about. I asked the questions. I said, well, okay, if you don't want to do this, it's totally fine. I get that. What would be a yes for you? What do you need? What can I help you with now? And of course, those people communicated with me. I invited that conversation, and I turned what was maybe a no into a yes, because it was only a no to that, and it was a yes to something else. So that is give them what they need. I'm just going to write that down. So I give them what they need. Okay, next up, number 6, speak to people and have conversations with people. We have to talk. We have to have conversations. It's so simple. It's ridiculously simple. But ask yourself, how many conversations have you had with people this week? Write it down. Have you had 2 conversations, 5, 10, 20 conversations? It's the conversations that lead to the relationships, that lead to the sales. One of the things I do in my business is I set time aside every week. I have dedicated time that I set aside every week just to have conversations with people, just to connect with people, to reach out to people and say, hey, how's it going? I love what you're doing. Should we jump on a call and see if there's a way we can collaborate with each other? These aren't necessarily people I'm trying to sell to. These are just people that I've wanted to speak to about the work they do for some time. You have to find the time to do that. So this number 6 is speaking to people. If you have a mailing list, when was the last time you sent out an email? Lots of people have an email list and don't communicate with their email list, or maybe just do it in a really sporadic way and send an email once in a blue moon. If you have an email list, try and turn that around so that your email list hear from you more regularly and share that enormous great value that you have that will get those conversations, those email conversations flowing as well. And also, it's not just about those kind of phone or Zoom or face-to-face conversations, not that we can have so many of those at the moment, but it's the general visibility. It's the email list, it's the social media, it's putting yourself out there. So that's a really important part. Number 6, speak to people and have conversations. So I'm going to just write conversations here. Number 7, start collaborations and joint ventures. I love this one. This is brilliant because there are so many people who have overlapping audiences. There will be loads of people who do what you do, but maybe in a slightly different way or with a different offering or a shared audience, but with a completely different business. Those people are perfect for you to do joint ventures with or collaborations with. Even if people who are doing the same as you can do amazing joint ventures with. I want to give you some examples of this. So in my mastermind, there's a lot of different types of coaches. There's coaches for anxiety, there's coaches for health, there's coaches for business, all sorts of different coaches. And those women are all talking about doing some kind of joint venture together so that they can do like a really exciting little mini summit where they they piggyback on each other's audiences, and you can do the same. Who could you buddy up with, piggyback with, and put on an amazing joint venture where you just do, you know, maybe a half day summit, or you do a joint Facebook Live, or you do an interview series, something like that. It really spans from this conversations piece in the previous idea, and it really adds a little bit more kind of fire to the belly of that. So joint ventures and collaborations. I would love you to really brainstorm 5 people that you could do a joint venture with. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to take loads of your time or planning. It could be something really small that you get excited about and make a big splash about. I would love to know if that one gets you excited, because I feel really excited about that kind of thing. And I know so many people will massively grow their own audiences through doing things like that. So I'm just going to write that down. I'm just going to put joint ventures. Okay, boost your visibility. So this really is a time to be boosting your visibility and your credibility online. The online space is amazing. There are so many different channels and places that you can connect with your ideal clients, all of whom are out there waiting for you. Like, there are so many people out there who you could help, who you could support today. And it's a case of just connecting with those people. And you can only do that if you're visible in the right places. I know so many business owners who are brilliant at what they do, who are talented beyond measure, but no one knows about them. And it's because they're not putting themselves out there. So if you're afraid to be visible, if you're afraid to put yourself out there, ask yourself some really powerful questions. What's behind that fear of visibility? What is it that's stopping you from putting yourself out there and being visible? Is it a fear of judgment? Often it is with visibility. How can you get past that fear of judgment? There's a little saying I'm going to share with you right now. And someone said this to me, it was quite a while ago. It was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, perhaps even longer. And they said, Karen, wouldn't you rather be judged for the things you are doing rather than the things you aren't? And it was like a bullet between the eyes when they said that to me. I thought, my goodness, yes, I'm going to be judged anyway. I would rather be judged for the things that I am doing rather than the things that I am not. And since that moment onwards, that fear of judgment just didn't bother me. I mean, it does sometimes, of course it does. I'm only human, as are you all, but you've got to really knock that into context. So boost your visibility. Where can you get visible? Where are you not visible? And where are you hiding? None of you should be standing in the shadows. So boost your visibility. Okay, so this next one is for those of you who have things that you can't sell at the moment. So you might have face-to-face services, you might have face-to-face delivery methods that you've been struggling with. And so if you can get people to commit to buying now, even though the delivery might be later, then that's going to help you. So gift vouchers, incentives to buy now, special bonuses. Basically what I'm talking about is the fact that if you can't operate your business in its usual way right now because of lockdown, because of COVID, because there's not as many people looking for, photographers, for example, at the moment, creating something that is an incentive for people to commit now, but use that later. So gift vouchers, payment plans, buy now, pay later, all of those kinds of things which would get some cash flow coming into your business now, but then you deliver later on. I think this is really important. It's not dead in the water for people who do that face-to-face delivery, far from it. What you want to make sure is that when the floodgates open and all these people come back, you've been able to still keep going in that period. So incentives for people to buy now, and also incentives for people to buy later as well. So taking deposits for things, guaranteeing availability for people. So when those floodgates open and you're inundated and run off your feet because everyone wants what you have and you can offer it again, what about those people who want to be first in line? What about those people who would pay more to be top of the list? I think there's a lot to say for when nail salons and hairdressers opened, I know these might not necessarily be your businesses, but actually I think there was a lot of ideas and being really creative and quite clever that those businesses could have had, that they could have had special, weeks where loyal customers were allowed to get in first. And so could you apply that to your business as well? So we're talking about incentives for people to buy now, and we're talking about incentives for people to buy later. So let me put that down. So buy now. And what I'm going to put down here is buy later. Okay, next one. It's a little bit of a mindset one again. Don't be afraid to ask. So let's just all get over ourselves. Like, how many people actually ask for the sale? How many of you go, would you like to buy this? How many of you skirt around the subject of, oh, well, I'm just going to drop a few little hints and hope that someone picks up on those hints? We've just got to be able to ask and not be afraid to ask. So if this is a big one for you, if you think, actually, I'm not really selling anything, I've got my business, I've got all of these things that people buy, but I'm not actually inviting people to buy them, this is definitely one for you. Make a note in this box and say, don't be afraid to ask. So this isn't a time to be shy. Stop worrying about what people think and focus on how you can actually help people. So it's not about you, it's not about your own hang-ups, it's not about you feeling salesy, it's about offering the right help to the people who need it. So that's really important. Don't be afraid to ask. So what colour am I on now? I'm on red. I'm just going to write in ask. Next one, share your story and connect with people. So one of the activities that I do a lot with my own clients is I get them to think about why they do what they do. And I'm going to ask you this question. What is the whole reason why you're running your business? Perhaps you left a corporate job and you launched a business. What was the reason for that? Why are you doing what you're doing? What is your purpose? What is it that really fuels you? What is it about your mission or your vision for your business that makes the difference? And have you ever shared that with the people in your community? I think people buy from people. It's really important to show the personal side of you, to not hide behind your brand, and to show you, and so people can see the whites of your eyes. People can build that know, like, and trust factor. So share your story. What I would say is, if you haven't done that before, if you haven't written your story, write your story, record a video. It doesn't have to be long, 10 minutes. Put that on your social media, put that on your Insta stories in snippets, put it on your Facebook business page, send it out to your email list, but share your story. It will drive people to connect with you, because there will be things in your story that really resonate with people, that they have, that happen to them as well, and that will undoubtedly open up conversations for you. So share your story and connect with people. It really does accelerate that know, like, and trust that we all have to be able to build effectively in our business, because people, without those things in place, people will not buy from us. It's really hard to expect a cold audience to buy from us. So this, I'm going to put know, like, and trust, and I'm going to share your story here. I think that if you do that, you will get so many more people coming towards you. You will get conversations, you will build faster relationships, and that in itself could just be a little bit of a tap to getting more sales in your business. Okay, so number 13, gather testimonials. Who have you worked with and forgotten to ask for a testimonial? Who or how many testimonials do you have that you've never shared? This is one for all of you, I am sure. Gather testimonials. It doesn't have to be people you've worked with who've written you a testimonial. It might simply be people who have said nice things about you on social or in Instagram or through Messenger. Screenshot all of those nice things, black out the person's name so it's anonymous, because obviously if you haven't asked their permission, you can't share it without them knowing, and use that on social media and to build your audience, to build your credibility. I have a folder on my iPad where I just full of screenshots every time like someone says, oh, Karen, that was amazing. Thank you so much. You've made a big difference. You know, whatever those words are, I just screenshot that and save them into the folder. And that means that they've got this massive resource, this massive bank of words of praise that I can tap into whenever I like, as well as the testimonials that my clients write for me. So Gather Testimonials. Social proof is essential. So if you're not sharing your testimonials, then make a note. You've got to share your testimonials. Some people will not buy without that social proof. So bear that in mind. Number 14, where can you make savings? So if you're feeling a bit cash strapped at the moment, if you want to make some investments in your business, but you're thinking, I can't afford to make those investments, sometimes it really pays to go through your finances and look at all of those things that you're paying out for that you don't need to pay for. I have subscriptions to loads of things that I don't really use, and I'm sure maybe you do too. So what could you get rid of in order to invest somewhere else? I think this is a great question to ask yourself. I'm a really big believer in saying, well, if I save this, I can spend it here instead. There are two things. You can either get rid of things you're not using in order to save money, or you can get rid of the things you're not using in order to invest elsewhere. Both of those are really effective. So where can you make those savings? Let's go. Savings. And a question for you all. This is a really interesting question. Who here uses their Facebook personal profile, so your personal page, to talk about your business? Lots of people hate that, don't they? They want to keep their personal and their work separate. Loads of people I know, I say, I never want to talk about my business on my personal page. Like, I wonder why. Is that a bit of a mindset thing? Is that because of the fear of judgment coming back? Is that because you're afraid of what your friends, your family, people who are not in your business circle will think of you? Maybe, maybe not. It's just a question for you. The fact remains that your Facebook personal profile is a great place for you to talk about your business stuff, because most of us have loads and loads of connections on there, loads of friends of friends. So it might not be your friends that are interested in buying from you, but their friends might be. So just bear in mind that there's a whole rich, untapped potential in people's Facebook personal pages that they're not using. Even if you just made a note to yourself to talk about your business once a week on there, then that could be a massive turning point for you in your business. It's a resource that's out there that if you're not using, you definitely should be using, or at least you should try using it and notice the difference it makes. So that's your Facebook personal page. Okay, what is next? This is one of my favorites coming up. This is a mindset one. Do not climb into someone else's wallet and decide what they can or can't afford. How many of you are doing that? If you do that, if you catch yourself doing that, please, if you're up for it, tell us in the chat box. If you climb into someone's wallet and decide what they can or can't afford before you've even asked them, before you've even got on a call with them, then this is something to be aware of. It's very important that we don't form our own judgments about the people we're talking to. It's very easy, isn't it, to go, well, that person is not going to be interested in what I'm selling. They can't afford it. You know, that's not where they're at in their business. They don't need that. The honest answer is we do not know until we ask them. So do not climb into someone else's wallet and decide what they can or can't afford. You've got to be open-minded. It's almost like we have to be childlike sometimes, and we have to be willing just to be curious and ask questions, because if we don't ask questions, we don't know. So do not climb into someone else's wallet and decide what they can or can't afford. The number of times I've caught myself going down that route and stopped myself and then had that conversation, and they've invested, and I've gone, my God, like, it's just a lesson every single time to me to not do that. So do not do that. If you do that, I know it's easier said than done sometimes. So do not climb into wallet. I guess I should have said personal wallet. All right then. next up, if you get a no in your business, a no rarely means a no. It might mean a no, but it might also mean a no, not yet. It might mean a no, I'm not really sure. It might mean a no, I haven't got enough information. It might mean a no, but there's a yes to something else. But if you don't ask me what that other thing is, I'm not going to tell you. It's really important. If someone says no to you, find out what that no means and find out actually whether it's in fact a yes in disguise for something else. So this goes back to one of my previous points. What's the threshold? If it's to do with money, so if someone is saying no to £200 or no to £500, there's a sliding scale, isn't there? When does the no become a yes? If you can find out what that is, you might be able to do something with that money that client or customer is willing to invest. So you've got to turn the no's into opportunities. You get such a buzz when you can do that as well, because it's so massively rewarding when you can do that. So have you got some people who have said no to you recently and said, no, I don't want to, no, I'm not ready, no, it's not the right time? Could you go back to those people and open up those conversations and say, look, I've just been thinking about what we were talking about a few weeks ago. Let's see if there is something that we can do together so that I can help you and give you what you need. Who thinks they could have that conversation? Oh, it's so rewarding when actually the person who said no then goes, actually, okay, let's do that. That is a yes. And it happens way more than you think it might as well. So turn the no's into yeses, turn the no's into an opportunity for something else if you can. So turn a no into a yes. Promote yourself. So this is number 18, promote yourself. So could you write yourself a media bio and pitch it to the media? Could you get yourself in the local paper, in a local magazine, in the magazine that you've always dreamed of being in? Could you work with someone in PR to help open those doors for you? You could do, but you don't necessarily need to do that. There's a lot that you can do, which you may not have even considered. At the beginning of lockdown, I wrote to my local BBC radio channel, and I said, look, there's all sorts of businesses are in panic mode here. I'm a business coach. I have lots of ideas and strategies that I could share with some of your listeners who are business owners. And they took my arm off for that. Within about 3 hours, I'd had an email back from them saying, yes, could you do a live interview tomorrow on BBC Radio? And I was like, oh my God, I needed a bit more notice than that. But of course I said yes, because that was an opportunity. And that came about from me digging around online, finding the email address of my local BBC radio station and sending them an email. And within 24 hours, I was on the radio. So if you could do that, think about how you can apply that in your business as well, because that gives you massive credibility in your business. There are so many opportunities out there, and it's so easy to miss those opportunities. So this session is all about being creative, being, really thinking about simple things. And that's just something which is right there that you could tap into very, very quickly. So that's about promoting yourself, but even things like guest blogs, guest expert sessions, who can you pitch yourself to and really promote yourself in your business? This is a great time to be doing that. So that was promote yourself. Next one, 19, start or grow your email list. The fact remains that if you want to sell your products and services, you need an audience to sell them to. And your audience can come from many, many ways, but it can come from an obvious, and one of the easiest ways to build an audience is to build an email list. So this is a time for you to be putting a lead magnet together, a freebie together, a download together, whatever you want to call it, and really put that out there so that it's led by value, so that you can give people quick wins and you can get them left wanting to know more about your business. So if you don't already have your lead magnets out there, if you've been thinking about a lead magnet and you haven't done one for your business, if you have loads of lead magnets, but they've been out for a while, is it time to put out a new lead magnet and just to put a fresh injection of energy and a new spark into the work you do. So this is about you building your email list and building your audience through lead magnets or through any other ways that you want to do that, because there are so many different ways you can do that. So building your email list is that one. Next one, run a free training session. You could easily, with your knowledge and skills and expertise in your business, whatever your business is, you could put on a free training session, a free workshop, a free masterclass, and invite so many people along to it. You could ask your friends to invite people. You could do a joint one, like I said earlier, and have like double the audience. You could create something that you then use as a platform to sell your products and services. So the free masterclass is the stepping stone to selling something that's going to solve a problem for the people who have come to the masterclass. So the masterclass topic and the thing you're selling are linked. So what could you do a free workshop on? And what could you add to the end of that as a follow-on for the people, for some of the people who have come to the masterclass? It's a really effective strategy, and you could even do that once a month, once a quarter. You could do that as a regular monthly or quarterly thing in your business. So think about what your topic for your free masterclass or your free workshop would be, and what your products and services are that you could sell off the back of that. Because you know it's a captive audience. The people who come along to that are interested in that particular topic. So that's the free, put on a free masterclass or a free workshop. Actually, I'm just going to say free event, because it can be whatever you like it to be. Next one, this is number 21. What's that thing that you have been putting off and you haven't done that you know will move the needle forward in your business, but you're putting it off, you're procrastinating it over, and it's just one of those things that's on your mind every single day, and you think, I've got to do that, and I'm not doing it. Write it down in this box. What's the thing that you've been putting off, and what could you commit personally to doing? Because we tend to put off the things that are uncomfortable and that are hard and that are tricky and that are challenging, but they are the very things that move your business forward. We work on the easy stuff and we put off the hard stuff. I would love to know if you do that. So if there's something that you think, I should have done this by now and I haven't, can you make a personal commitment to doing that? Because these are the things that really move the needle forward in your business. So the thing you've been putting off. Okay, sell to past customers. Number 22. Fact, it's infinitely easier to sell to people who have bought from you before than it is to sell to new people. It's a huge fact. There are so many statistics around this fact, because there are fewer objections, there's already the know, like, and trust there. They know more about you. You've hopefully delivered a great service for them before. So pull together a list of all the people who have bought from you before and speak to them all and say, hey, how's it going? What do you need? What can I help you with? Did you know I'm doing this in my business? And see how many of those people jump at that chance. I can't tell you how easy it is to overlook the past and previous customers, but there's so much money there in your business that you could be leaving on the table by perhaps, I'm not saying you're doing this, but perhaps overlooking that group of people. It's very easy to focus on new people and overlook the past people. So who could you speak to tomorrow and start to generate some income in your business? I'm going to put past customers. Next one, take offline online. If you have an online business that has struggled this year, so many offline businesses have pivoted and done their stuff online. I know that lots haven't as well. So if you're one of the few or one of the many, I don't know how many, but if you haven't been able to figure out how to deliver some of your amazingness online, I would really encourage you to do that, because that will help you in the long run. You don't have to stop doing your offline stuff, but if you can add to it, if you can generate another business model in your business that includes online as well as offline, then it's going to stand you in really, really strong position. If COVID has taught us one thing this year, it's not to have all of our eggs in one basket. So how can you diversify what you sell? How can you break it up into mini chunks? And if you've got a 10 module course that you sell, can you offer the modules as standalone modules at a lower price point? If you have delivered lots of face-to-face training, can you create that online and deliver it as an online digital course? I'm sure this is something that many of you have already done this year and previous years. Many of you still want to do. I think it's a really important thing for you to be able to do in your business. So that's take offline, online. Offline, online. Okay, next one. Actually, oh yes, this is right. I thought I'd lost one there. Number 24. This really ties in with the topic, the theme for the Women in Business Club for October. This is about setting goals to stay focused. I'm a coach. My whole life is based upon setting goals, because I know that if we don't set goals, it's really hard for us to achieve the things we want to achieve. So set goals for yourself. Set goals to stay focused. It will really make the difference. It's like turning the invisible into something that's visible, and it's really important to do. And if you're feeling overwhelmed in your business as well, it's possibly because you're not setting goals for yourself. Because when you set goals and you break them down into the smallest actionable steps, it's like you have a roadmap ahead of you. So setting goals helps you with all sorts of things. It helps you to stay focused. It helps you with your overwhelm. It helps you to achieve more. It helps you to be more productive. All of those things as entrepreneurs, we have to be able to do. So setting goals to stay focused is essential. Goals, it even got 2 exclamation marks there. And number 25, add additional revenue streams. I touched on this on number 23. So the average millionaire has 7 revenue streams. We can't put all of our eggs in one basket. We can't just sell one thing. We have to be able to give different things to different people at different price points. So if you're a coach or a service provider or a consultant and you're selling one-to-one programs, what else can you sell that's not just one-to-one? If you're delivering face-to-face workshops, what else can you sell that's not just delivering workshops? It's really important to think about how you can add more income streams in, because that will enable you to lift your foot on and off the pedal. And it also stops us from getting bored in our businesses as well. And if I was only ever doing one type of coaching, I would get bored ultimately. But I have lots of different ways I work, and it just keeps me interested. It makes me jump out of bed every morning and enjoy and be happy to start the day. So have a think about the revenue streams that you could bring into your business, whether they're one-to-many, whether they're passive, whether they're semi-passive, whether you're leveraging your time better for your money. It's really, really important. So they are my 25 ideas, ways for you to really get ahead in your business. I'm just going to fill in the last one here. So this is revenue streams. I would love you to share with me which of these you're going to try. Which of these are jumping off the page at you, or jumping off the flip chart at you, and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to definitely do that. I've totally forgotten about that. Some of these things are really simple, and I believe firmly it's the simple things that make the biggest difference to people. We get so caught up in a real web of complex and sales funnels and what am I doing and why am I stuck? And we find it hard to move forward by just looking at some of these things on this grid in front of you. I would be really confident in saying that you could make some money out of these things that are in front of you really quite quickly. So I would love to know which of those things are going to make the biggest difference to you in your business. Which of those things have you done a big circle round or a big square round, and you're going to be trying out tomorrow? If you could put that in the chat box, I'd be so happy to see that. Let me see if I've got anything else. that's everything. So they're the 25 things that I really wanted to share with you. These are all things that I actively work on in my business. They're things that I help my clients with as well. And I really hope that this is giving you a lot of value today for your own businesses too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. I am loving the comments that ladies have just put in. So Rosa said, goal setting, past customers, promoting myself and visibility. Lola is about to focus on JB, list building, community building, and free trainings. Amazing. Sandra says big service on all of them. And Ellie says as well on all of them. Oh my goodness, so many comments. Laria, my story, boost visibility, use personal Facebook page and free trainings. Great tips there. Joanne, adding revenue streams and past clients and incentives. And I know Joanne has been taking her offline business online, which has been doing so well as well, Joanne. So well done for doing that. JD says, joint venture, share my story on why I started my personal page, setting realistic goals. Sandra, boost visibility and promote myself, grow email list. Great reminder. Thanks, Karen. Amazing. Lots of amazing comments.
Fantastic. I told you it would be fast paced. I have no idea what the time is as well. Oh, actually, it's a perfect hour.
Yeah,
went quite fast. Sorry, ladies.
I think it's just so powerful when we all work on these ideas. We share it with each other and we look at what's really important. And, you know, it has worked for you, it has worked for your clients. I know I've done many of those things, but sometimes we just lose focus and we forget, like, you know, having those conversations every single week with at least 5 to 10 people. Those conversations can lead to so many things. And just a simple reminder could be so powerful.
Indeed.
Awesome. So now, Karen, you have something for our ladies today that you also wanted to talk about and share with our ladies.
Absolutely. So thank you, Ramonda. On the 13th of November, I'm running a digital marketing bootcamp. So if you're looking at these things thinking, actually, this is what I need, but I really need to package these up into a way that I can get them online. I need to learn more about the online space. I need to figure out how I'm communicating online. I need to figure out my social media or my list building or my funnel. I'm running a digital bootcamp for digital marketing. So this is specifically to enable you to get your business up and running really quickly online, leveraging the online space and taking it to the next level. And Ramonda and I are partnering on this. I'm giving a special link to Ramonda for the fabulous women in her community that she is going to share with you after this masterclass. So if you would like to come on that bootcamp, you can buy a ticket. The tickets are £197. What you get is a free course on all of the content that we talk about on the half-day bootcamp as well. So it's a virtual live event plus course for you to refer back to time and time again. So Ramonda is going to share a link with you in her community, maybe by email as well. I do not know. But if you would like to come on to that, if you like what we've talked about today, and if you want to take that to the next level, I would love to welcome you along to my digital marketing bootcamp on November the 13th.
Awesome. And ladies, if you have any questions, let us know. How long is this boot camp taking place?
It's a half-day session. So it's a half-day session. It's on November the 13th. It's UK time, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Ramonda will share the link and also the page so that you can read more about it. But essentially, it's leveraging the online space. It's getting yourself really using the platforms that are available to us today, which, let's face it, they're free, they're available to us. There has never been a better time to really understand and get using the power of social, email, funnels, all the tech that's out there. These are the things which absolutely make a difference to someone's business. Feeling confident about using the online space is essential for any person who wants to make money online. And so that's what my bootcamp will teach you, but in a really kind of chilled, enjoyable, fast-paced way, much the same as this session has been today. So that's a half-day session.
Awesome. Oh, apologies. I think I switched the screens. Amazing. Karen, I am so grateful. If ladies wanted to connect with you, can you put maybe social media handle or anywhere that ladies can also connect with you, that would be amazing.
Absolutely. So I can be easily found online. I run the Smart Women's Business Hub, which is a free community on Facebook. I also have a membership called the Smart Women's Inner Circle on Instagram. I love Instagram. Karen Kassane Coaching. So whichever platform you prefer, just come and connect with me on that particular platform. I would love to connect with you and come and tell me you were on this session today as well.
Awesome. Ladies, if you have any questions, I would love for you to ask right now. We'll be here for a few more minutes. So if there's any particular dilemma or you're not sure how to do one of these topics that we touched on today, I would really encourage you, while we're still here and live with Karen, use this time to actually ask some questions and get your own answer to your own dilemma right now. So make sure you do that right now. And while you ladies thinking about your questions, I want to invite you to go and check out the Women in Business members community. So this session was one of the sessions that we deliver throughout. Every single month we deliver sessions like this for our members. And we have over 70 amazing workshops on visibility, building your expert status, getting yourself out there, how to build your passive income streams. And we even included, last month, we've done a whole swipe file if you're thinking about building your sales pages or email marketing. So we've created a bundle in the community where you can have already pre-written email templates for your launch, for your lead generation, for your lead magnet. So if you're thinking about, okay, actually, I need to start doing actionable steps now to implement all of these ideas, I invite you to go and have a look at the Women in Business Members Club. And for those of you who are members, don't forget to join next week. Next week, Thursday, we have a group call where we talk about these goals, what you have done, what you have achieved this month, and also what are you going to be planning ahead. So for those of you who joined us beginning of the month, I have taken a note of keeping you ladies accountable in your businesses. So I'll be asking you how you got on with your plans. So I hope all of you ladies have been taking action. And if you want to be part of next week's call and have that community feel and support around your goals and making sure you achieve that, make sure you join and become a member of the community as well. Ladies, let me know if you have any questions. But everyone is just saying thank you so much, Karen. It was helpful, useful, and a lot of ladies had to sign off now. But Karen, I really appreciate your time and sharing with us so many amazing tips.
You're very welcome. I really enjoyed it. I hope your ladies liked the flip chart as well. I thought it was quite a nice thing to do rather than have slides, because it was quite interactive. And by getting your ladies to draw out the grid themselves, I think it is kind of more meaningful and it has more impact then.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. You know, we have, like I said, you know, we have so many trainings that also have the slides, but I love this interactive approach and just seeing you on full screen and hearing your ideas and tips for our ladies today. So I look forward to seeing you ladies achieve these goals. I would love for you to share it, either take a screenshot, share it on social media right now, tag us, or share your goals inside the Women in Business Facebook group as well. And I'd love to see, what are your priorities? What are you breaking down now in terms of your goals? And let's keep each other accountable. That's really, really important. Lola said the subconscious mind absorbs the information more deeply with interaction. It was great. Amazing.
Fantastic. Thank you, Lola. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And thank you for all of your wonderful comments. It's been fantastic to see you all on this call today, and so happy that you're leaving with clear new ideas that you can try and implement in your business, because who knows how much money you could generate just from applying these simple ideas.
Yeah. Absolutely. And go ahead and do check out the bootcamp. I think it is going to be really powerful. I'm glad, Karen, that you're doing this, because I think right now it's really needed for women to really start to take action and work in this group environment. So I really, truly believe that you will help them transform their businesses into that next level. So I'm excited about the support that you're creating for the women that joining as well. So when is it starting again? 13th of November.
13th of November, half-day digital marketing bootcamp, 10 till 1, so 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. UK time. Obviously, it's a bit different for me because I'm in France, and so I have to get my time zones right. And so it's a half-day session on the 13th, Friday the 13th of November, and I'm really excited about it. I ran this in July, and it was phenomenal. And again, like this session, I had women message me almost immediately and say, oh my goodness, this has happened, Karen, I've done this, I've sold this as a result of it. And it's this direct, quick win, these quick results that really get people making massive steps forward in their business.
Amazing. All right, ladies. So that's it for today. Thank you all so much. And I look forward to seeing some of you ladies on the call next week. And next month, within the Women in Business community, we are talking all about building your community. So if you are at a stage of thinking about creating your Facebook group, building out your community and visibility, we will be focusing on that next month. So I look forward to seeing many of you on the training next month. And thank you all who joined. Sandra, Letitia, just going to give a shout out to all of you ladies. Joanne, Kelly, Sandra, Hyacinth, Sylvia, Winnie, Ellie, Lola, Jade, Sandy, Ella, Liz, and Rosie still on the call. So thank you all ladies for being here. And Karen, you've been a star for us today. Really appreciate your time.
Very welcome. Thank you for having me. It's been fantastic.
Awesome. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.